we had to leave first thing.
Why are you whispering?
What? Oh, well, my friends know about the snowboarding. I haven't quite told them about the singing thing.
What's up, Troy?
Hey, what's up?
Too much for them to handle?
Oh, no, it was cool. But, my friends, it's,
So in a previous video,
like-
I talked a lot about how teens' brain becomes much more active when other teens are watching them, and that can have a big impact on teens' behavior, which is the subject of today's video.
In 2009, researchers had people of all ages play this driving video game. Finishing faster meant a bigger cash prize, but if you drove too recklessly, you were more likely to crash and lose time. What they found, perhaps surprisingly, is that adolescents and older adults took the same number of risks. But then the participants drove the course again. Only this time, their friends were watching them from another room. The result? The adults took around the same number of risks as before, while the teens took significantly more, just knowing their peers could see them. And unlike adults, certain regions of the teens' brains were noticeably more active. Regions associated with anticipating rewards.
So the teen brain rewards them for performing for their peers. So a decent amount of teen behavior can be explained as more of a performance.
Who am I?
Kind of like Rango here.
I could be anyone.
Rango decides that his identity is more of a performance for other people. Same thing happens for a lot of teens also.
As much as your daddy's cooking!
Exactly. Where did you say you were from?
Me? Yeah, that's right, hombres. Place I come from, we kill a man before breakfast just to work up an appetite. Then we salt him. Then we pepper him. Then we braise him in clarified butter. And then we eat him.
You eat him?
That's what I said!
A question that I get from a lot of kids in my relationships class is why their boyfriend or girlfriend acts so much different when they're around their friends. Well, again, a lot of it has to do is that they're performing. They're performing for their friends.
Sandy! Danny? What are you doing here? I thought you were going back to Australia.
We had a change of plans.
I can't... Well, that's cool, baby. I mean, you know how it is, rocking and rolling and whatnot.
Danny?
Another question I often get from teens is why are people so fake? Again, that's also has a lot to do with performance. A lot of teens are performing for each other.
Look, I met at the beach.
Well, I do not know. I mean, maybe,
So teens can also get a little bit meaner depending on who else they're around as well.
I know.
Get out of my face!
Now, the other thing that's interesting is that teens might be performing even when there's no other people around to watch them because of something which has been called imaginary audience. Teens oftentimes feel like people are watching them all the time because of certain aspects of what's going on in their brain.
And then in adolescence, a new layer of awareness takes hold, of being watched and judged constantly. The imaginary friend you may have had as a child. Teens have an imaginary audience that follows them everywhere, making them feel like they're continually the central topic of interest, even if they're not.
I like to tell my students it's a little bit like the movie The Truman Show about the guy who's unknowingly always being videotaped everywhere they go.
I'm not gonna make it. You're gonna have to go on without me. No way, mister. You're going to the top of this mountain, broken legs and all.
Except the exact opposite, where kids think they're being videotaped, but really are not.
Whatever you do, don't look me in the eye. Stay out of my peripheral vision. And when you see me coming, stand aside. I take large steps, and I don't want none of you hayseeds.
It leads to so much unnecessary stress among teens that I like to remind them that they may be walking down the hall thinking, what is everybody thinking of me? What is everybody thinking of me? What is everybody thinking of me? But guess what? How much are people actually thinking of you? The answer is no, because they are thinking, what is everything in me? What is everything in me? What is everything in me? So once you can realize that, you're going to actually reduce your stress quite a bit.
All right, promise me one thing, though. If I die before I reach the summit, you'll use me as an alternative source of food. Ew, gross.
Just a reminder to like and subscribe, and don't forget, People aren't really watching you. Nobody really cares.
You might say I'm from everywhere there's trouble brewing and hell waiting to be raised. You might say I'm what hell's already raised up. Name's Rango.